Invincible is an animated superhero series available on Amazon Prime. It is based on a comic of the same name. It follows the story of Mark Grayson, a teenager whose father is the most powerful superhero on the planet, Omni-man. As Mark begins to develop his superpowers, he steps into the world of heroism, embracing his alter ego as Invincible. The series takes a unique and often dark approach to the superhero genre, exploring complex themes, moral dilemmas, and the consequences of possessing extraordinary abilities. The show has gained acclaim for its engaging narrative, well-developed characters, and willingness to delve into darker aspects of the superhero world. Omni-man, also known as Nolan Grayson, is a central character in the Invincible series. He is a Viltrumite, a member of an alien race known for their superhuman abilities and long lifespans. Omni-man serves as Earth's primary protector and is initially portrayed as a symbol of heroism and strength. His physical appearance resembles that of a traditional superhero, with a strong and muscular build. Nolan Grayson possesses a wide array of superpowers, including super strength, enhanced speed, flight, and invulnerability. He also ages at a significantly lower rate than humans, allowing him to live for centuries. While Omni-man appears to be a benevolent and protective figure, his character undergoes significant development as the series progresses. A crucial turning point in our perspective of Omni-man is the revelation of the Great Purge. The Great Purge refers to a crucial event in the history of the Viltrumite Empire. The Great Purge was a campaign undertaken by the Viltrumites to eliminate the weaker, non-compliant members of their society, ensuring only the strongest and most dominant individuals survived. The Great Purge in the Invincible series can be seen as a form of eugenics due to its focus on selective breeding and the elimination of perceived weakness within the Viltrumite society. Eugenics is a controversial and often unethical practice that involves altering the genetic quality of a population through controlled breeding or the elimination of individuals considered less desirable. Eugenics shares similarities with selective breeding practices applied to animals or plants, where specific traits are deliberately chosen to be passed on to the next generation. While the intention may be to enhance desirable traits and eliminate perceived weaknesses, eugenics raises significant ethical questions, particularly when applied to human societies. Unlike breeding in animals, which can be done without their understanding or agreement, applying eugenic principles to humans opens the door for potential abuses of power, as decisions about who should reproduce and what traits are considered desirable become subjective and may be influenced by societal biases. Furthermore, for eugenics to have a substantial impact on a population, it would need to be applied on a large scale. Implementing such measures could infringe upon fundamental rights and liberties, as individuals may be coerced or restricted in their reproductive choices. This has historically led to egregious consequences, including instances of state-sponsored discrimination and violence. Examples of this can be seen in Nazi Germany's forced sterilizations and the Holocaust targeting perceived undesirables, the United States forced sterilization programs in the early and mid-20th century, Sweden's state-sanctioned sterilizations between 1935 and 1976, as well as Japan's and Canada's eugenics programs that particularly affected people with disabilities, mental illnesses, or indigenous backgrounds. These instances underscore the ethical concerns and human rights violations associated with the misuse of eugenics principles at the state level. While the historical examples of state-sponsored eugenics underscores the ethical pitfalls and human rights violations associated with manipulating genetics, the concept of enhanced abilities, akin to the Viltrumite powers in Invincible, prompts speculation on the potential real-world applications. It is essential to note that the Viltrumite powers are a fictional construct, and any discussion of inducing similar abilities in humans through a eugenics program remains purely speculative and fraught with ethical concerns. The representation of flight among the Viltrumites in Invincible appears to defy our current understanding of biology and physics. Unlike animals that have evolved specialized structures like wings to achieve flight, Omni-man lacks any apparent physical adaptations for aerial mobility. From a biological standpoint, the absence of wings or aerodynamic features suggests that traditional flight mechanisms, as observed in the animal kingdom, are not applicable. In light of this, if one were to entertain the idea of inducing flight in humans through a hypothetical eugenic program, the lack of biological structures for flight in Omni-man raises significant challenges. However, considering Omni-man's ability to fly even in space, a speculative explanation could involve some form of gravity manipulation. This concept aligns with certain fictional scenarios, such as the Vanguard character class from Mass Effect, which achieves a form of flight through the manipulation of the fictional element Zero to influence the Higgs field. Such speculative ideas evoke the realm of science fiction, where imaginative concepts transcend the limitations of our current scientific understanding. The concept of super strength, as portrayed in many superhero narratives, is not entirely implausible within the realms of our understanding of biology and biomechanics. The key to increased strength lies in the enhancement of muscle fibers and bone mass density. By augmenting the size and efficiency of muscle fibers and increasing the density of bone mass, a creature, or in this case a human, could exhibit significantly greater physical strength. While this newfound strength may not render the individual invulnerable to weapons like guns or enable them to lift entire buildings, it can certainly produce visually spectacular effects, allowing for feats beyond the capabilities of an average person. A publication in the Natural Library of Medicine supports the relationship between bone material and increased strength. Additionally, for further enhancements, the incorporation of high tensile strength carbon fibers, which can be produced through regular protein synthesis methods within a cell, offers a feasible avenue. These fibers could serve to reinforce muscle tissue, providing an extra layer of strength and durability. The efficacy of such a modification is somewhat confirmed by an article published in Nature, where graphene is a major component in a proposed method for creating artificial muscles. It should be remembered that these fibers are also electrically conductive. While the effects of this property in relation to the person are difficult to predict, we can assume that this would add a particular vulnerability to the enhancements that might otherwise be rendered. While not reaching the extreme seen in superhero fiction, the idea of enhancing strength through biological and biomechanical modifications aligns with certain scientific principles and offers a more grounded approach to the concept of super strength. Extending the lifespan of animals and potentially humans towards the state of near indefinite longevity is an intriguing prospect currently under investigation in the field of aging research. One avenue explored is the protection and preservation of telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of DNA strands. Telomeres naturally shorten with each cell division, and this reduction is associated with aging. Thus, strategies aimed at minimizing telomere damage have been hypothesized to contribute to increased longevity. Research on telomeres has revealed promising insights into potential interventions to slow down the aging process. Preventing or repairing telomere damage could be a key factor in extending the lifespan of organisms. While the idea of indefinite lifespans is still speculative, advancements in telomere-related research offer a glimpse into the potential possibilities for enhancing longevity. Moreover, experiments with fruit flies have indicated another avenue for promoting longevity through delayed reproduction. Fruit flies subjected to delayed reproduction showed a remarkable correlation with increased longevity in subsequent generations. This observation suggests that there may be a connection between reproductive timing and overall lifespan, potentially paving the way for strategies to influence the aging process. In the context of a fictional scenario like the Viltrumites employing eugenics, the manipulation of reproductive timing could be a viable strategy. By coercing individuals to delay reproduction until later in life, the Viltrumites might induce a trait associated with increased longevity in their population. However, once we consider the Viltrumite method of eugenic selection as depicted in Invincible, it is easy to note that this is a violent and coercive system. Their emphasis on strength and dominance is evident through a strategy that enforces reproductive choices that favor immediate physical prowess over long-term considerations like extended lifespans, meaning that the selective pressures applied by the Viltrumites do not necessarily favor those of longevity. Comparatively, the Bene Gesserit from the Dune series, particularly the Bene Gesserit Reverend Mothers, engage in a more gradual and calculated form of eugenics. Their breeding programs span generations, allowing for the cultivation of a broader range of genetic traits in their pursuit to produce the Kwisatz Haderach, their messiah with the ability to see across time. This patient and methodical approach contrasts sharply with the Viltrumite strategy. The example of dog breeding serves as an apt analogy. The wide variety of dog breeds we observe today is a result of centuries of selective breeding based on desired traits, such as size, temperament, and skills. This more patient approach allows for a diverse range of genetic outcomes, fostering unique qualities in different breeds. The Viltrumite strategy, characterized by extreme Darwinian and violent methods, carries inherent weaknesses that might undermine the long-term success of the strategy. Firstly, the strategy reduces genetic diversity quite rapidly. While this may create favorable conditions for speciation through the spread of favorable mutations, it also leaves the population vulnerable to disease. The lack of genetic diversity increases the likelihood of susceptibility to pathogens, as a diverse gene pool can offer a range of immune responses. The Viltrumite's violent approach may inadvertently compromise their ability to combat disease efficiently. Moreover, the emphasis on individual strength contradicts the evolutionary trends observed in various species on Earth. Many organisms, from insects to mammals, exhibit cooperative and new social behaviors that enhance group success. The success of Homo sapiens over Neanderthals in human evolution is often attributed to our ability to work as a team, despite the greater strength and robust nature of Neanderthals. This cooperative approach has proven advantageous in adapting to diverse environments and overcoming challenges. The Great Purge scenario is therefore potentially undermined if a few weaker Viltrumites work together to overcome a stronger opposition, especially in scenarios where cooperation and teamwork play pivotal roles. The portrayal of Viltrumites facing near extinction due to disease in the series is a fictional but illustrative example. The storyline serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of reduced genetic diversity, as the lack of variation in their gene pool leaves them susceptible to diseases that more genetically diverse populations might resist. And last, it is crucial to acknowledge that much of the discussion surrounding the speculative aspects of biological enhancements, eugenics, and their portrayal in fiction remains in the realm of imagination. The exploration of these speculative ideas serves a valuable purpose. Even within the context of fictional narratives, these explorations prompt discussions about the implications of pushing the boundaries of science and the ethical limits that must be considered. As we delve into these speculative realms, we gain insights into the complexities of biological systems, the potential consequences of manipulating genetic traits, and the broader societal implications of such interventions. While the specifics may be fantastical, the exploration of these themes fosters a deeper understanding of the intersection between biology, ethics, and social structures, providing valuable opportunities for reflection and discussion in the real world.